What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Bikes and the Furious. You're gonna need more than that crotch rocket. So we're back. I think it's episode 7, and I'm trying a little different. I'm trying landscape mode. Whoops! I feel like I should have done the other first videos in this mode. Maybe this one will be easier to watch. I was watching it last night on my own channel, and I was like, the portrait, it might get a little old, and I maybe should have started off with the landscape mode from the get-go, but it is what it is. Like I said, I'm learning. So tonight, I'm going to get back to action figure collecting. I wanted to bring out a few pieces from one of the biggest Star Wars multimedia projects that never became a movie. And it's from the year 1996, which is a special year to me. My mother passed in 1996. Rest in peace. And for everybody else that's lost a parent or loved one, I feel for you. So, with that being said, let's bring out some of the pieces. And after I did the Montross and Jaster comic pack, I was thinking to myself, I don't have any other comic packs, but it turns out that I do. So I pulled it off the shelf, and we're going to check it out. And this piece is not a very rare or expensive piece. It's just a piece that I like and always liked as a kid. And which one it is, it's IG-88 versus Boba Fett. And if you ever played Shadows of the Empire, you have to face off against Boba Fett and IG-88. Separate circumstances, different levels. But this is just a really cool set to me because Boba Fett's one of my favorite characters, and the Shadows of the Empire was a really cool story, and I really think they should have made a movie about it. So it's got Boba, it's got IG-88, the assassin droid, and it comes with a comic book, just like the other comic pack that I have. And I probably will never open this one just because, to keep it, how it is. It's pretty cool, though. It's got some, story background. Action figures nowadays don't come with near as much about the figures and the line and whatnot. You got a whole character bio sheet, whatever. And I think there's a lot of videos reviewing this set because it's been around for a while, and it's not a very rare or popular set, I don't believe. You can still get this pretty cheap, probably like 10, 15, 20 bucks if you wanted. It's just a set that I really liked, and so I wanted it in the collection. And another piece that I have from Shadows of the Empire, because I've started, I'm a motorcyclist, and in Star Wars, they have swoop bikes and speeder bikes, and those are pretty much the Star Wars equivalent of motorcycles. So I did start a collection of swoops and speeder bikes that are loose because they display so much cooler loose. And I'm going to do a video about the swoops and speeder bikes eventually. But I did get one of the swoops new in the box to have for my boxed carded new collection, just because this vehicle is so cool to me. It's sort of like a sport bike from Star Wars. And the difference between speeder bikes and swoop bikes to me is, I feel like the speeder bikes, like the Endor bike and the one seen in Mandalorian with the scout troopers and Grogu, those are speeder bikes. And those, to me, they come from the factory as they are, and they're fast and they're cool. But swoops are more like a customized bike to me. So they're also just as cool. And in Shadows of the Empire, you have to beat one of the hardest levels on a Nintendo 64, which is Gaul Spaceport. It's an insane level to beat, but you have to beat that level in order to get to the Mos Eisley Beggar's Canyon chase, where Dash Rendar, who is the protagonist of Shadows of the Empire story, especially the video game, he commandeers one of these swoop bikes and chases down a swoop gang that's contracted to take out Luke Skywalker. And it's one of the coolest levels on the game. I love playing that level, and when we got our copy, I only cared about beating all the levels just so I could get to the swoop bike level. And this is pretty cool. You know, the character is a unique character. He's called a swoop trooper, and the bike itself is pretty cool. The colors. I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm gonna do another video of all those swoop bikes and speeder bikes that I have, just because they're probably my favorite, the coolest vehicle to me from Star Wars are the bikes. So this is one of the swoops. I don't think there are any other swoops or speeder bikes from Shadows of the Empire line. There's definitely some other one. I'm looking at them on the shelf. That's why I just looked. But we'll do another video on all my swoops and speeder bikes. But this was just going to be like my Shadows of the Empire. I'll tell you what, I will grab one because it won't be able to go in the other video with the 3.75 speeder bikes and swoop bikes. And this one, in my intro video, I mentioned that I had a friend that showed me his Tupperware bin full of his action figure collection from his childhood. This was the piece that it was still in the box as well. And he told me that he would let me have it the next time that came by. And it's this Action Fleet set with some swoop bikes. And this set actually has Dash Rendar, who is the protagonist of the game. And another fun fact, my buddy, I may end up asking him if it's cool if we do a video of not only his action figure collection, but he has an MK4 Supra. Oh yeah, and it's one of the coolest cars in existence. He's one of his prized. It's one of his favorite, things he's ever had, and he's very proud of it. So perhaps we can talk him into letting us maybe check out his action figure collection and the Supra, and because that goes right along with Bikes and the Furious for sure. So perhaps that'll happen in the future. But this set is just really cool. This is a set that I remember playing with at a friend of mine's house growing up, and I never had any of these as a kid. So these are ones that I got as an adult. But Shadows of the Empire is just such a very cool game, comic book, the book itself. And somebody on YouTube sort of made a movie. It's like a cinematic compilation of Star Wars footage that's played alongside the audio book, which has like sound effects and stuff like that. So it's a pretty cool video to watch. It's sort of like watching a movie. And you can learn about what happens in Shadows of the Empire. Basically, is everything that happens after they put Han Solo in carbonite. Boba Fett takes off with him, and Lando Calrissian and Leia and Luke have to figure out what they got to do. And it's a lot of backstory that's very cool. It explains how Leia got her Bouche disguise, and also Lando's sort of skiff guard outfit that we see him in. It's everything that leads up to what's going on in Return of the Jedi. There's a lot that happened between Empire and Return of the Jedi. That is what Shadows of the Empire explains, and it's a really cool story. I would highly recommend checking it out, but these are just a few pieces from the Shadows of the Empire line. So I do appreciate you checking it out. I'm trying to do better about saying and but. I noticed that when I was watching my videos, so hopefully this one has less of those in there. And I just did it again. So that's pretty much it for this video. Appreciate you checking it out. And just don't forget, you're going to need more than that crotch rocket.